I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please stand for a pledge to the flag.
That was my reasoning.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I always wanted to do that.
For the record, this is a public meeting of the Bayonne Board of Education. It is 7:50 p.m., the 25th day of July. We're convening in the Anna J. Herbert Meeting Room. The presiding officer is Joseph Broderick, President of the Bayonne Board of Education. Those in attendance include Dr. Michael A. Wanko, Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Kenneth Kopaz, Assistant Superintendent for Personnel, Dr. Gary Maida, Board Secretary, Mr. Leo J. Smith, Jr., Assistant Superintendent for Business, Dr. Dennis Degnan, Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction, and Mitchell Pasquale, Esquire, our Board Counsel. The meeting's open to the public. I will take a roll call. Trustee Alonso.
Present.
Trustee Cruden.
Here.
Trustee Finnerty.
Here.
Trustee Lawanda.
Here.
Trustee Munoz.
Here.
Trustee Ryan.
Here.
Trustee Bellato.
Here.
Vice President Wilbeck.
Here.
President Broderick.
Here. For the record, adequate written advance notice of at least 48 hours given the time, date, and location of this meeting with the agenda was provided as follows. Notice was prominently posted in City Hall at 630 Avenue C on the bulletin board reserved for such announcements of the Board of Education. The Board Secretary sent such notice to the Jersey Journal and the Bayonne Community News. Notice was filed with the Municipal Clerk of the City of Bayonne, Mr. Robert F. Sloan. Before we start, I'd like to possibly have a moment of silence. We lost two of our board family, two people that just retired a while ago, or recently, Angie Hickey and Julie Glock. If we could just have a moment of silence for those two, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, we'll start with our agenda, our approval of minutes, acceptance of communications. There's a list of communications with resignations and retirements. They're all on our front bulletin board. Do I have a motion
I'll move.
and a second?
I'll second.
So we have a motion and a second on the resolution to accept the minutes and communications. Trustee Alonso?
Aye.
Trustee Cruden?
Yes.
Trustee Finnerty?
Yes.
Trustee Lawanda?
Yes.
Trustee Munoz?
Yes.
Trustee Ryan?
Yes.
Trustee Bellato?
Yes.
Vice President Wilbeck?
Yes.
And President Broderick.
Yes.
Next up is we'll start with our consent agenda, which is curriculum, instruction, and policies, resolutions A1 to A18. Resolutions A1 to A18, they are all on the bulletin board. Do I have a motion?
I move.
And do I have a second?
I'll second.
So we have a motion and a second on our block of consent. On that motion and second, Trustee Cruden,
Yes.
Trustee Finnerty,
Yes.
Trustee Lawanda,
Yes.
Trustee Munoz,
Yes.
Trustee Ryan,
Yes.
Trustee Bellato,
Yes.
Trustee Alonso,
Aye.
Vice President Wilbeck,
Yes.
President Broderick.
Yes.
Next up are resolutions B, our Finance, Building, and Grounds. They consist of Resolution B1 all the way to B30. Once again, they are all on our bulletin board. Do I have a motion,
I will make that motion.
and do I have a second?
I'll second.
So I have a motion and second on the B block. Trustee Finnerty,
Yes.
Trustee Lawanda,
Yes.
Trustee Munoz,
Yes.
Trustee Ryan,
Yes.
Trustee Bellato,
Yes.
Trustee Alonso,
Aye.
Trustee Cruden,
Yes.
Vice President Wilbeck,
Yes.
President Broderick.
Yes.
Next up are resolutions for personnel. It is our C block, C1 through C16. I'd like to point out that Resolution C9 is being tabled.
Dr. Mayor, it's the 11.
Well, let me finish. So Resolution C9 is being tabled, and also Resolution C11 is being tabled. So there's two resolutions in the C block. We could discuss it inside on an explanation. I really can't do it out here in the public. So, on that personnel block, do I have a motion?
I motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
So we have a motion and a second. On that motion and second, Trustee Lawanda,
Yes.
Trustee Munoz,
Yes.
Trustee Ryan,
Yes.
Trustee Villado,
Yes.
Trustee Alonso,
Yes.
Trustee Cruden,
Yes.
Trustee Finerty,
Yes.
Vice President Wilbeck,
Yes.
President Broderick.
Yes.
Next up is our non-consent portion of the agenda. Resolution D1 is being tabled. Which brings us to Resolution D2. Whereas the Bayonne Board of Education amended budget for the school year 2018-19 included sufficient funds to provide curriculum and instruction which will enable all students to achieve the Common Core standards and the New Jersey Core Curriculum Content Standards in compliance with NJSA 18A and NJAC Title VI and 6A. Whereas the state of New Jersey has increased the amount of state aid payable to the district in the amount of $242,804 subsequent to the adoption of the budget. Whereas pursuant to NJSA 18A 22-8.1, the board wishes to appropriate the entirety of the additional funds in the cleaning, repair, and maintenance service general fund appropriation line item 11-000-262-420, state appropriation line 49060. Be it resolved that the Bayonne Board of Education amends and adopts the 2018-19 school year budget. This resolution D2 is on the back bulletin board. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a question. Mr. D'Angelo, could you please, to the microphone, please?
I missed it, I was trying to read. How much money, how much additional money do you have with the new fund?
$242,804. It's the item
That's it?
in the resolution. Yes, that was the increase in our state aid.
No, it's a minuscule amount of money.
All right, so we have a motion and a second. Trustee Munoz.
I'm honored to vote first, yes.
Trustee Ryan.
Yes.
Trustee Villado.
Yes.
Trustee Alonso.
No.
Trustee Cruden.
Yes.
Trustee Finerty.
Yes.
Trustee Lawanda.
Yes.
Vice President Wilbeck.
Yes.
President Broderick.
Yes.
That is an 8-1 vote. Mr. Smith, so that's sufficient, an 8-1 vote to pass the resolution, which we did receive.
Surprising.
That is all the resolutions I have for this evening. I do have one question. Mr. D'Angelo, you're welcome to come up, and 441 Ogden Avenue, Jersey City.
During negotiations, there seemed to be some problems with information leaking from the board side. And we were put at a great disadvantage. We asked, you were unaware, the people on the negotiating team for the board, including the labor attorney, was unaware that this was happening. And we brought it to their attention. They were going to investigate. I'd like to know the status of that investigation.
I called school boards and asked them what we should do, and they recommended that we actually go back. We asked if they would investigate this for us, actually, and they said that they don't do this, but they said that we should go back to our attorney. So I went to our attorney, Mr. Pascal, and asked him to look into this. He spoke to our members, especially all the ones on our negotiating team, and, well, I guess, if you want to discuss that?
Yeah, sure. So, can I grab a? Oh, I have it. So I did, in terms of what the school board recommended, interview the negotiating team members, and each and all of them denied having been involved in any disclosures. So we don't know where they came from. We don't know if they came from the other side because there were other parties present.
We come from the other side, as we pointed out in negotiations, because we were unaware of those numbers. That's what our complaint was, that it was put out by one of my members, and when we walked into the room, that's when we heard those numbers. We couldn't have put them out because we didn't know the numbers. So it had to come from your side.
If I could make a suggestion, if you backtrack from your people, like who told you that these numbers came out? If we go back that
Put
way,
it on Facebook. Everybody in the district.
well, who put it on Facebook?
One of my members.
Well, then ask your member where they got
They the numbers.
No, where they got the
Where they
information.
got the
They
information?
got it from a board member.
Which board member?
Well, you only interviewed the people on the negotiating team. Did you interview all the other board members?
Well, we asked,
And they said that they didn't do it.
No one disclosed any information.
Nobody, so somebody's lying.
well,
Well, listen, I want to make it clear.
I mean, I
It's
think
on the
we
record.
read-
If I didn't have the information, my side didn't know the information, we couldn't have leaked it because we didn't know it. We only found out when we walked in that night, and it had 2 days earlier hit Facebook. So, the only way one of my members could have gotten that couldn't have been from my side because we never had the information.
well, one of the things actually that night when you brought it up that night at the negotiations, we didn't know about it, the board members that is.
You said you didn't know about it, and that's when I said you have to find out what's going on here. Somebody on your side is doing this, it's an unfair labor practice, it's unethical. How are we supposed to negotiate if somebody's gonna publicize the numbers to our members before the negotiating team gets it?
I can only go back to one and say.
What do you got, a smirk on your face, Dennis?
Oh, yeah, I love it. You said it's easy for us to be up here and lie, yet one of your members put it on Facebook, and that person's name is on the page or the post. So then ask that person who they got the information from. Simple to the point. So if anybody's a liar, maybe you should look in the mirror.
No. Look in the mirror. What are you talking about? You
Well,
know,
in
you don't know,
regards to your
usually you don't know
membership.
what you're talking about.
Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. I got a smirk
Listen,
on my face and want to
I can't
challenge
stop
me.
somebody from putting out information that's leaked from this board.
But if it's one of your members, you can say, well, who is that member? And tell us.
That's
Tell
not
us
the
who
point. The point is,
Well,
somebody on your side leaked the information and compromised negotiations. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, and we
And
did
we-
investigate. I actually had our lawyer go through this.
And you found no one.
No one. If you have more information, let us know.
Okay. We'll bring it out when we bring the unfair labor practice or the ethics charges. Then that's when that stuff will come out. The last, I have a second question. If I'm correct, and I will stand corrected if I'm wrong, when you made this budget, you put aside approximately 17% for an increase in medical for the new year,
Correct.
on 18 million, I think, right? Now, I'm saying, I may be wrong, but that's the numbers I have. I remember when it was presented that the board put aside in their budget a 17% increase in the medical, and the medical is about 18 million for my unit. Well, when the numbers came out last week, the increase is only going to be 3.7 million, 3.7%, which means that you're going to have about 2.5 million in your budget set for anything, extra money.
Well, it might be said for things like that big hole in the...
No, wait.
Well,
It's not in the budget. The budget would put it aside for medical. So, I mean, yes, can you take the extra $2.5 million and spend it on 12 vice principals again, or whatever you want to do? Yes. I would ask that the board consider, because in negotiations, you made me believe that you gave us every bit of money that you could afford, that there was no more money, and that's why you settled at those numbers. Well, now there's $2.5 million.
No. I think the question is that...
I don't understand, I don't think it's $2.5 million, I think it's a little under $2 million. It's about 1.9, when we look at, about 1.9 million.
Well,
is what we-
wouldn't it be, if it was 17% put aside, and it's only going to cost you 3.7, it's 13.3% of the 18 million?
It doesn't exactly work out that way.
It's not 18 million because
Matt, could you...
percent is paid for by the employees of the district already, so the savings.
So you're saying 1.9?
We're talking maybe 1.9 million in that area.
All right.
Ballpark.
We can figure that out going down the road. The point I'm trying to make is, you couldn't put any more money on the table because you simply told me you didn't have it. Well, now this is found money. Now, you could do what I don't want to repeat myself. You can hire back the 9 VPs and, all these other people that you did away with, crisis manager and everything else like that. Or you can reduce Chapter 78 for the teachers and secretaries in Bayonne and give us some relief. Because for some of our teachers, I had a conversation with Mr. Smith today. When the retro money comes out on August 16th, some of the teachers are going to receive zero and owe money to the board. And why? Because their retro is $555, but because it puts them into another bracket, the percentage on their Chapter 78 is going to exceed what they're getting in retro. So what I'm saying is, you could consider taking it with some relief. Now, it wouldn't be a bad idea. It would show good faith, and it would certainly boost the morale of the teachers. Instead of going and looking for other ways to spend it, that's all found money. That's a good thing. But at least consider it.
Well, that's something we will consider. How's that?
Consider it.
Okay.
The board should go back and say, we got an extra $2 million approximately. We could reduce, I don't even think you can make it to Tier 3, because I don't think that's enough money. But whatever you could do would be appreciated, because it is money now that you have that you didn't have when you negotiated. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
That is all the questions I have. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I want to say something.
Oh, I'm sorry, trustee.
All right, I just wanted to thank everyone. I'm pleased, honored, and humbled to accept the position back as Board of Education trustee. And I know that we'll continue to work together to build a better future. And we must continue to support each other to actually accommodate the taxpayers, teachers, and students, and most importantly, teachers also. And again, thank you for the vote of confidence, and thank you. Thank you.
Motion? To adjourn? Motion by trustee Finnerty, is there a second? Second by trustee Lawande. So we have a motion and a second to adjourn the public meeting. Trustee Alonso?
Aye.
Trustee Cruden?
Yes.
Trustee Finnerty?
Yes.
Trustee Lawande?
Yes.
Trustee Munoz? Aye. Trustee Ryan?
Yes.
Trustee Bellato?
Yes.
Vice President Wilbeck?
Yes.
President Broderick?
Yes.
It's 8:11 PM. The board will not return. Trustees, I